What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Tennessee Football Talk. I am your host, Joey Peterson. We got a ton of recruiting to discuss. Again today, up first, we got a Savion Hiter recruiting update, and then the latest on Tristen Keys. Steve Wiltfong let out a massive article last night. I got to give a deep dive into it and tell you everything you missed and everything you need to know on these two 5-stars that might possibly be Tennessee Volunteers by the end of the year. Speaking of the Tennessee Volunteers, we are currently in second place with our race to 100 subs with the Alabama Football Report. They're up 15 subs, but they're 12 away from 100. We got to get at least 27 on today's video as quickly as we can. So if you have not yet, join us right now for 100% free for daily updates on the Tennessee Volunteers. If you hate Bama, if you love the Vols, today's the perfect day to hit that subscribe button. Let's start with the number one target in today's episode. That is 5-star running back out of Mineral, Virginia. That is Savion Hiter. He's 5 feet 11 inches, 200 pounds. He's committing on August 19th, so we're just 12 days away from when he makes it official where he'll be playing ball in the year of 2026, because that's when he graduates. Number one running back in the class, number 9 recruit in the nation, 5-star prospect. And this is what Steve Wiltfong with Rivals and On3 had to say about the running back. I still think Michigan is in strong position for top-ranked running back Savion Hiter, but nobody knows what he's going to do. Tennessee is certainly giving the 5-star a lot to think about. And I think at this point, when it's kind of been trending Michigan the entire time, that's really all we could want to hear is he's given them a lot to think about. And we've talked about Michigan before. The thing that makes it so attractive, I'm sure, for him is that he's their number one guy, okay? And that's good for multiple reasons for him. Number one, it means they could probably give him the most money out of anybody in that recruiting class. And number two, he could say, you know what? I'm the number one guy in the class of 2026. Because the recruiting it's fine this year. It's nothing unbelievable. They're top 5 players right now, all 4 stars. 4 of them on the defensive side of the football. Of course, they got Zion Robinson coming in, who's a 4-star wide receiver. But they don't have a single 5-star player committed yet. And if they wanted to make Savion Hiter that 5-star player to finally get them over the hump in that class, then they could just throw a bag at him. Kind of similar to what they did to Bryce Underwood, who was committed to LSU for a very long time, and then flipped, set the world on fire, and now he's at Michigan. Now, I'm not saying that Hiter would get Underwood-type money from Michigan, but it could be something similar. And the thing about Savion Hiter is he's never going to be Tennessee's number one guy, okay? Because they've had their number one guy already for over a year now, and that's Faison Brandon. Okay, so no matter what Savion Hiter does, no matter if he comes to Tennessee, he could rush for 2,000 yards this next season, come to Tennessee, and he wouldn't be the number one guy in that class because all the eyes are focused on the 5-star quarterback, okay? And a lot of the money, I'm sure, is focused on the 5-star quarterback as well. Where does he go? Okay, we got a lot more to talk about Hiter, but I want you to tell me in the comment section down below. We've asked you this before, but I want to know if this new information changes your mind at all. If you think he's going to be a Vol, give me a T in the comment section. And if you think he's going to be a Wolverine, go ahead and give me an M. Right now, I don't really have any strong feelings currently. I don't feel horrible about where Tennessee is. Like, sure, I'd want them to be maybe in a little bit of a better position. I would want that report more likely to say, you know what, Tennessee is probably the odds-on favorite. But the fact that they're giving him a lot to think about, I feel like for right now, 12 days out, that's a fine spot to be in, especially for a guy who's been trending Michigan for a very long time. I still think this is a coin flip, okay? Maybe it's 55 Michigan, 45 Tennessee, just because, like I've said before, he's been Michigan for pretty much the entirety of his recruitment. But I think there's a lot of things that are really, really attractive about Tennessee, and we've talked about these before. The rush numbers are insane. This team runs the ball like a top 10, top 15 unit in the NCAA. Not just in Power 4, the entire NCAA. You can look at the rush percentage from last year, 60% of the time, 2,936 rush yards, over 225 yards a game. That was 9th in the country, 34 rushing touchdowns. That was 10th. And he could just look at the last 3 seasons and see what those running backs have been able to do. Dylan Sampson, SEC Player of the Year last year, broke the single-season rushing touchdown record for the Tennessee Vols. And then Jalen Wright had 2 back-to-back really good years, Both those guys were drafted in the NFL draft and now have started their career at that next level, which, of course, I'm sure is Hiter's goal. And so there's a lot of things that are attractive about Tennessee. There's a lot of things that are attractive about Michigan. And so that's kind of why I'm feeling, as of right now, it's still a coin flip. Coming up, don't go anywhere. We got the latest on Tristen Keys. I know we gave you an update yesterday, but Wiltfong has a new update for us in his latest article. We're going to get into that in a second. Before that, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We're trying to become the fastest channel in company history to 2,000 subscribers. We did it. We were the fastest channel in company history to 1,000. Let's keep that momentum going. Need 396 subscribers off today's show. So if you're still watching, it's obviously like the content. We do this every single day, and we'll never charge you a dime for it. All you got to do is lock us in and hit that subscribe button. So we talked about the number one target. Let's talk about the second target of today's show. That's five-star wide receiver Tristen Keys, who has been committed to LSU since March. But Steve Wiltfong thinks that things might change. The buzz around number one receiver, Tristen Keys, favors LSU keeping him in the class. But big but there, Texas A&M and Tennessee remain present. And we mentioned yesterday his reworked NIL deal with LSU, right? They did that about a couple of weeks ago. They said, you know what, let's rework some things. Let's give you a little bit more money because I think they were feeling the heat from Tennessee and A&M, and they are very, very fearful that he was going to decommit and be gone from that class. Now, I do think we also got to remember, a couple weeks ago, maybe even last week, Austin Price went on with Josh and Sway and it said, I take the field over LSU. Could be A&M, could be Tennessee, but Price just feels like at the end of the day, Keys is not going to be an LSU Tiger when National Signing Day comes around. There is more competition with Keys than there is with Hiter. I will say that, okay? It feels like with Hiter, it's either going to be Michigan or Tennessee. And with Keys, he's already committed to LSU, and A&M is also making a very strong push for him as well. And so you got three guys fighting over one player. One of them he's already committed to. Instead of in Hiter's situation, basically he's just got to choose between Tennessee and Michigan. But with Tristen Keys, I don't feel like any team is set up better than the other. Maybe LSU because that's where he's currently committed. But I think what is really, really good for Tennessee in the terms of trying to flip a guy like Tristen Keys is they've already got a lot of really good five stars in the building. Faison Brandon, Gabriel Cinda, Celeste Moa, could be Savion Hiter in about 12 days. And I know if you're a wide receiver and you come in also with a five-star quarterback, that's something that's really attractive to a recruit. That's something really attractive to get him to come play for university. If you know what, he says, I'll come in with a guy who's a five-star as well that's going to be giving me the ball for the entirety of my career. And we've given you this quote before, but Tristen Keys and Faison Brandon, they're boys. He said, we've been in Tennessee together a couple of times. So, we just built our relationship from then. It just became what it is today. That's my dog. Man, he's a great football player and a great quarterback. He's going to zip that ball. And I still feel like with Tristen Keys, it's going to come down to National Signing Day, and nobody is really ever going to be 100% sure where he lies. I don't think LSU is going to feel 100% certain, even if he stays committed from now until signing day. This is going to be up in the air over the next couple of months. He's going to take his visits to A&M. He's going to take his visits to Tennessee. He's going to take his visits to LSU. I feel like at this point, all we got to hope for is maybe if we land Hiter, that's going to help us land Keys. That's kind of how I feel with it. You already got the five-star quarterback. You got the five-star offensive tackle. You got the five-star athlete that just committed last week, excuse me. And so if you happen to land Savion Hiter and you had a five-star running back to that list, why wouldn't Tristen Keys want to be the five-star wide receiver to add in that offense of 2026 top recruits? If you had to choose one of those two guys, which one would you want the Tennessee Vols to land? Would you rather it be Savion Hiter or Tristen Keys? You let me know in the comment section down below by typing their initials. Thank you so much for watching today's show. I really do appreciate all the support and love we've gotten over the last couple of weeks. It's been a blast doing this every single day. I'm very active on Twitter, tweet about the Vols daily. You can find me there at Joey Peterson A. You can find me on Instagram as well, both those same handle. The links will be in the comments and description of today's video. More than anything, though, make sure you are subscribed. YouTube.com/VolsTalk. That's where you got to be. And until next time, go Big Orange.